And thank you so much, and welcome to YouTube Live. Go ahead.
Well, I didn't know you were going to be live already. I just heard you on the radio in your QSO, and I thought, well, I'm going to see if he can hear me. So I know I've got a lot of static crashes. I saw there was as hell in the north central part of Missouri, so I didn't know how that would affect us.
Well, I was beginning to wonder if we were ever going to hear you on the air or not.
I've been going for a little over a week ago Sunday, over.
Well, I'm glad to hear it. And 40 is a noisy son of a gun, usually this time of day, at least here in my QTH. But it gets better, at least it has gotten better as the time goes on. I'll look next go around, but I glanced up one, you're 5 and 7. There's some noise on the band, but hey, it's the first time I can put the call and the voice together, not the other way around there, Roger.
Yeah, Roger that. I'm living here in south central Kentucky, but like I say, there's a lot of noise around. Made some contact with Alex last Sunday night. And then I pretty much played radio constantly ever since. Over.
Well, that's the idea. You're gonna have a hard time wearing it out. And as soon as I say that, look what happened to my Yaesu. Who knows? I didn't wear it out. I'm sure not after 2.5 or 3 months. But it is. And you've seen already. I mean, you've been out there in the virtual world of ham for quite a while, so you know the lingo. You know what people are doing. But now you're behind the microphone, so it's a brand new game, and it'll be a lot of fun.
Right. Well, I'm having a lot of fun. I've got a hold of Loro in Italy a while ago. That was good. That's my second contact with him. I've made contact with Fidel in Suriname and some people in Brazil and Guatemala. 100 watts and a 80-meter alternate bed doctrine that I made out of some old pro mats that I had laying around, and it's doing better than I thought it would.
Yeah, it does make a difference. And if you've heard any of the time I'm on the air, the majority of the operators that I talk with are 100 watts in a wire and do really well. And I just got a little note here on the live chat. Our good friend Glenn, November 2 Uniform Zulu Kilo down in Florida, told me to say hi to you as well. He was very glad to hear you on the air, so he says, say hi to Todd for me. So we've got that covered for you there. Go ahead.
Well, Glenn's been a big help to me. He was actually my first HF contact, and we talked quite a bit over the last week. He's been a big help to me. Pretty cool. Yeah, I just pulled up the live stream, so I see you there now. So, yeah, hello, Glenn. And we'll be talking, I'm sure. But I was surprised, Randy, when I was flipping the dial there and or spinning the knob and I run across you, and I didn't know that you were going to be on. I was very pleasantly surprised, though.
Well, I've been out here since about 6:30 Central Time. Without the stream, everything is set up. I just didn't click start, and I wanted to see what the band is like. I don't know if you heard or not, but we had bad weather last weekend, and we had some straight line winds of over 100 miles an hour. Took off a big limb of one of my trees, but one of my guy wires of my tower was attached to. So when the limb went down, it pulled the tower down. The hex beam is in pieces, and so forth. And we've been trying to put everything back together. So I finally make it a point today to try to throw the dipole up in another tree. It's only, maybe 20, 25 feet, versus where it was on the tower. But we've been off the air all that time, and I feel like I'm starting over. But I wanted to get back out here, and it's just been a real. I mean, we've been clean up, and this drill with storms and stuff. But living here for 17 years, I've never seen a straight line winds and rain like that. And, the trees can only take so much. And I'm going to build it back stronger, better, not necessarily faster, but I don't think I'm going to be guy wiring into any more trees there, Roger.
Yeah, roger that. I understand. Glad you guys are okay. Things can be replaced, but glad you guys are okay.
Yeah, it was one of the weirdest things I've ever seen. I mean, we've had some winter wind and storms around here in years past, and of course, trees aren't near as heavy. They don't have leaves on them, and with the rain and the wind on top of that, so we've got a big old cottonwood to the north side of the house here, and we've got a sycamore next to it, and the sycamore just couldn't take anymore, so to speak, and down it went. But yeah, we're certainly fine. I mean, I was kind of on the back porch, just kind of watching the tower to see what it was going to do, but you didn't really anticipate a limb going down and taking the tower with it. But one section's bent a little bit. We're going to try to straighten it back up and going to kind of reconfigure the concrete base a little bit. But we'll get it back in the air once we get the replacement parts for the beam. But hey, we're down but not out. We are back on the air.
Yeah, you got a really good radio for a backup there. You can't beat that. You were talking about your radio height. I mean, your antenna height. My all-center fed dipole is about 30 to 35 feet, maybe closer to 30. Somewhere in that range. It's 30, 35 feet high. I've just been absolutely floored that I could hit. Allergies have been about to kick my tail for my ears and all the rest of that nose is all out of whack. So talking on the radio.
Hey, well, talking on the radio is good therapy for a lot of things. So now, if I remember right, you did get a 7300, correct?
And I'm just running it 100 watts to that all-center fed dipole, and yeah, I'm loving it. I've not figured out half the things that it can do yet, but I figured out the part that gets me on there. I'll be figuring out more of it as we go, but having a blast, man, having a blast. Hey, said it took me so long to get on the air, but it was worth the wait.
Yeah, and you're running the stock microphone as well, correct?
Yep, that is correct. Stock mic.
Okay, and what are you using for your settings on the menu? What's your mic gain? Are you running any compression? Okay, well, compression at 2 is pretty good. Compression is really sensitive on the radio, and mic gain can be anywhere, and it's probably a little bit higher because of especially with the stock mic. With this mic I'm running on the rig, I've got mic gain set at 25, and I'm still having to back away from the microphone, but that's okay. There is no perfect setting, Todd, for this radio. It's whatever your voice is. I'm sure you understand that. And then you've got a few transmit audio settings in the rig, your bass and treble. But hey, I think it sounds good. But now here's the kicker. Now you can go to the channel and listen to our QSO and hear yourself. That way you'll know exactly there, right?
Right, roger that. I've played with it, I've adjusted it up and down, and of course my allergies, I don't sound like my normal self anyway, but I've played with it up and down, and I've tried to get it to the point that I could bust through some pile-ups, and I've been pretty successful at getting in there when people were calling CQ, and there were lots of pile-ups. It seemed like I've been real successful with everybody but Alex. And when I try him, sometimes I get in, sometimes I don't. But yeah, I realize that. I need to spend more time trying to tweak it a little bit, probably. But I just got to a place it was working for me, and I stopped.
No, the only reason I mention that is the more you get familiar with it, or you start changing things in the future, then you know where the adjustments are. But this is what I hear when you're transmitting. Is I do hear it's bright. The audio is bright, but it's not overdriven. But I can still hear the low end of your voice as well. So that's what I call full fidelity. Is it really low? No, I know mine is low, and I try to pick it up as much as I can. But yours, that's probably why you're making contact. Yours is right. To me, it's right in the middle. It's not too high. It's not too low. It doesn't make you cringe when you're talking. And again, we're not we're not an FM station. We don't have that kind of bandwidth to work with. But I think it sounds terrific. I wouldn't worry about a thing.
Kilo November 4, Bravo Zulu Tango.
Are you there? Can you copy me? I hit the knob when I went to adjust something.
Oh, great. So you mean I got to start all over, Todd?
I went to adjust the mic gain as you were doing that because I wanted to know what the difference would be with the mic gain, and I accidentally touched that knob that's way too easy to turn, but I turned the mic gain down to 27%, so I was just curious if it made a difference.
Well, how about if you're now all of a sudden you're 10 over?
That little bit did that, you think?
No, I just think the band's getting better. I mean, you're running full power, right? 100%?
I don't know. I turned it down to 27%.
Right, and what's your output power? That's the very first one at the top of the menu.
Percent.
What's the power at the menu, the very top of the menu?
It's 100%.
Yeah, you're good. You're running 100 watts. 100 watts on a wire, just like everybody else out there. No, the band's coming around. You sounded really good that time.
Yeah, well, good deal. I haven't really. I know I've talked to Alex several times. I've talked to Doug in New York, and who's the other guy that I went blank, and that's horrible. Went blank on his name, Puerto Rico. Anyway, I've listened to myself just briefly, but not really sat there and listened to it, try to figure out anything really yet.
Well, that's okay. It's just the way it is, and again, the time you've been on it, it gets easier and easier. Again, you can make a few changes. Here's the thing about that radio: you can make a lot of changes, and it doesn't really affect it too much. It's really hard to make that radio sound bad. It really is. Now you can make it overdrive and those things on purpose, but little settings, little adjustments here and there don't really make a huge amount of difference, and that's okay. You find something that works for you. All I ever try to do, Todd, is when I listen to it back, and if that's what I sound like, that's what I set it at. Because listening to myself in the headphones is it's off, totally off. But I know on the playback, that's exactly what I sound like, so I'm totally fine with it.
Right, I got you there. Well, yeah, I'll just keep tweaking it and playing with it a little bit to find those settings. I need to know where I can adjust it to in those pilots. That kind of gives me an edge there. But anyway, I am enjoying it, having lots of fun, and I sure was glad I run across you tonight. I don't want to tie you up. Other people are going to be in line wanting to talk to you. I appreciate the feedback. I appreciate you know, and I've enjoyed it. Hopefully it'll be the first of many of them.
Well, for me, this is the first time I've heard your voice. I mean, I've always seen you on the chat, and the chat with Alex and some of the others. I've already seen you out there, but this is the first time I actually heard you on the air, Todd. So what a treat for me. You were the first one on the air with me tonight. So you know right where to start when you want to listen to the playback. So it's a win-win for both of us.
Well, I'll definitely play it back and listen to it. It gives me something to go by. And as far as my voice, I don't know that I sound like myself